I'm Robbie Melvin, Southern Living Test Kitchen Director. I'm going to show you how to make some really delicious sweet potato ginger scones. We're going to start sifting together all of our dry ingredients. I've got my flour. All right, next we're going to take our sugar, baking powder. Now it's really important to sift all your dry ingredients together because it makes for just a smoother, clump-free dry mix. Some nutmeg and some cardamom and some salt. Now, one of my favorite things is the cardamom in this recipe. The cardamom really helps to bring together the overt sweetness of the sugar and the kind of subtle sweetness of the sweet potato. As we begin to add our butter, we want to cut it into our dry mixture till it resembles tiny pebbles. The colder it is, the better it's going to incorporate into the flour, which is already a little bit warm. Now our butter is nice and cut in. It's broken up just perfectly all throughout our flour. Some crystallized ginger and some lemon zest. So everything's incorporated in our dry mixture. I'm gonna make a well in the center of it. So now we have our wet mixture. Sweet potatoes, we have some buttermilk and some heavy cream. Now we're using a mixture of buttermilk and cream for two different reasons. Buttermilk has a kind of a nice acidity to it, right? And the cream is very rich. So these two things, once again, are balancing the sweetness of the potato and balancing all of the great things we have going on in our dry mixture. The moment a dough forms, you are done. You don't want to overmix this. Our dough has now come together, and I'm going to prepare my baking sheet by sprinkling with some flour. I'm going to take my dough, let's get it onto the sheet pan. So I'm going to flour my hands, and I'm going to really get in here and begin to press this into a circle. Now I'm going to brush the top, a little cream. What this cream on the top is going to do is add a little more richness, and it's going to allow our mixture of turbinado sugar and our remaining cardamom to really stick and cling to the top of our scones, giving them a nice crunchy texture. And I'm going to sprinkle that mixture right over the top. You can use a chef's knife, you can use a bench scraper, you can use a serrated knife, and you want to cut 8 triangles. So you're gonna bake them for about 30 minutes on the middle rack of your oven. You're gonna move them to the lowest rack. We're gonna cook for an additional 5 minutes or so until the bottoms get nice and crispy. Here we have our ginger scones. They are perfectly crispy. That turbinado sugar is nice and crystallized on the top. Great textures, tender interior, really nice and crispy exterior. You're gonna enjoy these.